When I said West Coast, I was thinking, man, the East Coast is covered in drones right now. What's up, Zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard. Ethan Wolf coming to you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today, we have our plays and our pauses. That's our starts and sits. I've got streamers, dog. I've got streamers 20% owned, 5% owned, 20% owned, 60% owned, man. So you go pick them up on your waiver wire, every single position that should produce points this week. We also have news, man, all the latest news and our opinions on that news. Jason, this show needs help, man. Just look at us, man. We're struggling here. All right. We're on the corner holding the sign. Please help us, Jason. Tell the public how they can help us.
We're panhandling here, just trying to make ends meet. If you made it this far and enjoyed two friends talking about fantasy football, then please hit the subscribe. Press the like. We like the likes. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Or if you have any questions about start or sit for this week, week 15, first week of the playoffs, let us know in the comments. We get back to. We're also on the radio, on Apple Podcasts, and Spotify, and we have a Patreon.
Best way to support us, please subscribe. Hey, man, Patreon, man, we'll never be able to spend more time doing this until we make the money. Thank you very much for your support. Let's get into the news, Jason. Starting off the news with a pretty crazy stat. Ja'Marr Chase is having the third best fantasy season this century, Jason. It's been this century for 24 years, plus or minus a year. I don't know how that works. And Justin Jefferson has the least amount of points of any number 2 wide receiver this century. So I am a Justin Jefferson owner. I do not feel like I have the number 2 fantasy wide receiver in football, Jason. I feel like I was having a bust for half the year. And he's the number 2 fantasy wide receiver. So that just goes to show how top heavy, how dominant Ja'Marr Chase is, and how bad, I guess, kind of the wide receivers have been.
Ja'Marr Chase, he's like leading in all 3 categories, right? He has a chance to get the Triple Crown for the first time since Cooper Kupp.
It's like, had Puka played all year, he'd been the only other wide receiver to maybe rival him, you know? I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So he has stepped it up, and everybody else has kind of regressed. I thought that was interesting. Jason, Lad McConkey, all right, if you were a Lad owner out there, you're hoping that he gets 15 targets this week. He logged a limited practice on Wednesday. Wednesday is a dude's day. We usually don't care if you practice or not on Wednesdays, but hey, if you're coming back from an injury, practicing on a Wednesday is huge, Jason. I like his chances to play this week.
Yeah, it's a step forward, I guess.
And then, hey, Jason, Sincere McCormick to remain the starter. Madison is coming back. Antonio Pierce says he's running his tail off, and he deserves this. And you talk about coach speaking how accurate Antonio Pierce is. Dude, Sincere McCormick, he's literally like a running back 2 right now.
Yeah, so at the end of the season, I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to all the coach speak and write down what
Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I'm going to do that and listen and write down to what all their truth speaks are according to that podcast. Because right now, Antonio Pierce is a liar. So, fuck
is
that
he?
Guy. Yeah. Zamir White's our guy. Zamir White's our guy. We can't wait for Zamir White. We want Zamir White to be it. He's the dude.
They gave Zamir White a good chance, didn't they, in the beginning?
A good chance? I don't know about that. But Zamir, he just went to IR, correct?
I'm not really sure. I just know he's still injured. So anyways, I see what Jason's saying about this. But still, man, I would start Sincere McCormick this week. Low end, running back 2.
Oh, yes. I absolutely would. Yes, I would as well.
And then, hey, dude, this is probably the most frustrating situation of this week, Jason. You saw what Charbonnet did with a full load. He was a running back 1, all right? And now we've got Kenneth Walker, his calf. I heard terrible things about it, all right? Anyways, he just got all these scans, and it showed nothing serious. They're calling him day to day. I would rather him just not play, and hopefully you had Charbonnet as a handcuff, and that clears everything up. If he plays, dude, I don't know if either of them are going to be startable.
Yeah, and I'm already kind of thinking for next year. It's like with Zach Charbonnet playing the way he is, it's like he's going to take that huge leap forward in the draft time. And Kenneth Walker, dude, injuries. That dude's going to have to fall back in the draft for next year, man.
He was a late round draft pick he was a mid-round-ish draft pick this year, Jason.
I think he went the third or fourth or fifth round for us.
Yeah, I say 4th or 5th. I mean, he was later for a running back number 1. Anyways, Jason, running back number 1, Breece Hall, knee is struggling a bit, and his status is unclear for this week. This ties into one of my streamers. I actually like one of the backup running backs for the Jets, just not the one you think.
Oh, I tell you what, I watched that game this past week, and one running back looked better running than the other.
Oh, yeah. And then Jason Dayball said that Drew Lock has a heel injury. He's in a walking boot. I don't really care, man. Last time I saw Tommy DeVito, that fool could not throw a 3-yard pass. I don't know if that was his, he had some weird, I don't know what it is, his celebration. But anyways, Jason. So yeah, Malik Neighbors still probably not going to win anybody championships. And then Tyrone Tracy has a terrible matchup, man. So we need to go back and see if Tommy DeVito actually threw the ball to Tracy in that one start.
Yeah, I think that's important to go check out because he's probably if he did the last time, he's going to do it again this time because the bad.
Yeah, Tracy had like 8 targets last week, dude. So he like, I mean, everybody says he played wide receiver before, and he's acting like it. Then Jason, Nick Bosa and Isaac Guerrero were both limited on Wednesday. So again, if you're coming back from an injury, I like that. Isaac Guerrero apparently did not injure himself that bad. I'm afraid it's going to be an unclear situation for the 49ers as well. Like, I don't think they're going to give him a ton of a full load, Jason, because he's already injury prone. But there were some backups there that were interesting. That might not be so interesting after this news.
Are you going to mention any of those backups here in like 3 minutes?
No, no. I chose the other backup.
So to say, what do you think about Taylor? Would you start him if Grindo's out?
Yes. I would still probably I'd still rather start the other one for the, not Braylon Edwards, but the other guy. Let me see. I got his name, Isaiah Davis. I'd still rather start Isaiah Davis if Breece Hall didn't play over Patrick whatever. But yeah. So
Isaiah looked good.
Yeah, dude, he's got 2. Hey, we'll talk about him in a minute. All right, Jason. And then Njoku day to day with the hamstring. I'm not gonna lie, I had a whole thing written up for Njoku. A whole thing, man. Paragraphs. Kansas City. He's going against Kansas City. You always stream tight ends. Who's got like, what does he have? 30 targets and 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Holy shit, it's crazy. But hey, man, apparently he tweaked his hamstring injury. I read about that this morning. You're like, oh, no big deal. He's gonna be okay. And then I saw like, dude, it's looking really bad for him in all like 4 other articles. So we need to pay attention to Njoku. If he plays, man, I'm starting Njoku no matter what, but I'm not going to have him as my play this week, Jason. Also, Tillman returned to practice. So Cedric Tillman, if Njoku is out, is an interesting play.
Damn. Even if he's a full go, dude, with a hamstring, is he going to play 100%?
It's almost the worst thing, really, to be playing with.
Yeah.
Because they can just aggravate it in the first, right off the bat, and then that's it, dude. You got a 0.
Yep. A goose egg.
Goose egg. Mother of dragons. All right, Jason, let's get into streamers. All right. Bad week for Jay-Z. Here we go. Every time I say that, I think of R. Kelly, Jason, but I'm not going to talk about him.
So why Jay-Z? Why is it a bad week for Jay-Z?
Oh, dude, you didn't hear about all that?
No.
He's getting named in the P. Diddy shit, dude.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I heard. Is it coming up again this week or something? I heard
that.
Yeah,
they were showing a bunch of pictures of him like with Beyonce. He was like 28, looking like a dinosaur, and then she was 16.
Oh gosh, it's rough.
Hey, it's not what this show deals with. I don't. So leave that to Dave Chappelle and the comedian. Jameis Winston, Jason, is my streamer quarterback of the week. I spoke about this on the Waiver Wire show. He's had 3 terrible matchups, man. Pittsburgh, and then Denver, and then Pittsburgh again. And even against those defenses, like, you're not supposed to pass against those defenses, Jason. 41 plus passing attempts in 5 of the 6 games he started this year. Like, it was a joke how Jameis Winston just throws the fucking ball. Jason, it is backed up by statistics. He has thrown for multiple touchdowns in 4 of the 6 games that he has started, man. Quarterback 5. He's quarterback 5 right now. Over the since week 8, that's when he took over the reins, man, averaging 22 fantasy points a game. Kansas City right now is allowing 10th most passing yards over the last 3 games, 254. Their cornerbacks have not been playing as well. They have not been stopping the run as much either, Jason. Their defense is getting soft at the wrong time. They were so dominant in the first half of the season. It is going backwards right now.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, if he was probably the starter at the beginning of the year, this guy would be a league winner right now. But, Yeah,
Fuck.
we're at that point right now. It doesn't matter what Jameis Winston does, just because he loves the chuck the football. He right now is he's oh my god, where did I have it? He's number one in team pass plays per game. So you got
They wouldn't have
Jameis
traded away.
Winston.
Yeah. They wouldn't have traded away Amari Cooper, Jason. Amari Cooper would have 50 or like 30 touchdowns right now.
Yeah, it's so crazy how the Browns were always like, run first team. But this year, and then Jameis Winston's playing, they are a pass first team, and they're number
They're just
one
trying
in
to
pass
hey,
plays.
they're doing a good job of entertaining. And Kevin Stefanski is one of my favorite, coming from the Vikings, man, one of my favorite offensive coordinators. Jason, Isaiah Davis is my streamer for running back, 5.2% own, man. You go pick him up at Jacksonville. That's a sweet matchup, even though they've played pretty good defense the last couple of weeks. Over and under at 40.5. I don't really like that, but still, dude. Running backs are so thin. You got to chase volume. Brees Hall looking doubtful this week. You saw that in the news. 18% snap count with a reception touchdown. And that was with pretty much a game with a healthy Brees Hall. He got banged up at the end. This guy came and got a touchdown. But still. And then last week, oh, shit. He had a 53% snap count, Jason. So playing with Braylon Allen, he was in there a lot. And he had the rushing touchdown. He had 6 targets. Braylon Allen, I think, had 6 targets as well. One more reception, though. So regardless, this guy's going to be contributing PPR. His floor is actually pretty high, and he seems to be the running back that's getting the touchdowns. Jason has eyes on him. He says he's a better looking running back. Yeah. And then Jacksonville allowing the 5th most rushing yards over the last 144 yards, allowing the 5th most rushing touchdowns. So this guy has gotten 2 touchdowns over the last 1.3 rushing touchdowns per game. So I like Isaiah Davis getting in the end zone and getting like 15 touches this game.
Yeah, Jacksonville looks like their defense was a little bit better last week, but Tony Pollard still had like 15 points in that game, and he had a rushing touchdown that was called back too on a penalty.
Oh,
but yeah,
good call, Jason.
Yeah, Isaiah looked better. He looks like the fast pace, agility guy, while Brandon Miller's more of the bruiser. But damn, dude, I'm telling you, he looked good. His 10-yard, 12-yard touchdown, he broke like 4 tackles going in. I was like, okay. I see you over there. Dude, okay.
I thought Braylon Allen was like the next Adrian Peterson, man, in the first month of the season.
Yeah, I like Braylon Allen.
They've got 3 starting running backs, man. Anyways, then my wide receiver to stream, Jason, is Elijah Moore versus Kansas City. Over and under at 43.5. He's only 22% owned, so you can go out and pick him up. Kansas City outside cornerbacks, right? Because Elijah Moore is the slot cornerback. Joshua Williams, 0.13. So the outside. They have the best slot, one of the best outside cornerbacks, and then McDuffie is the other outside, 0.23. So they have 2 amazing outside cornerbacks. Jason, their slot cornerback is the 7th worst. He's the 7th worst cornerback. Period, not just slot cornerback. So Elijah Moore has the 7th best cornerback matchup versus slot, or this week versus slot cornerback Chamari Connor, giving up 0.34 fantasy points per route run. So Jerry Jeudy will still get hyper-targeted, but he has terrible matchups. It should be all hyper-focused towards the middle. I was loving Njoku, but Jason, with Njoku injured, I'm seeing Elijah Moore killing it this week. He had a 22% target share and a 24% first read share heading into last week versus Pittsburgh, and then he had a 9% target share, 3 receptions and 34 yards, so you're discouraged with him after last week, but the 7 games before that, man, with Jameis and Winston, or 5 games before that, he had an amazing target share. So Elijah Moore this week should be a smash hit in PPR. I bet you he's wide receiver too.
Yeah, I think that's good that you're talking about how David Njoku is actually dealing with this injury, and now this could actually, bump up Elijah even more. Elijah Moore.
And then, and then Jason, I was trying to find like a streaming tight end that I like, especially during playoffs, and I'm not, dude. It was pretty rough. All the ones I really wanted were obvious or had terrible matchups. So I looked at Juwan Johnson, all right, because this offense just runs through tight ends. I don't care who's throwing the ball; that's just the way it is. 16% owned versus Washington, over and under at 43.5. Carr and Olave out. It's scary. I wish Carr was in for once. Okay, 2 touchdowns over the last 3 games, 12 targets over the last 2 games. He seems to be their most targeted player, him and MVS, with Taysom Hill out. Ever since Taysom Hill out, this guy's been killing it. But yeah, Jason, now he is questionable. I just saw that right before this. So pay attention to health. But even if I think that he's one of the few tight ends that you can stream in the playoffs and still get a reasonable floor with touchdown upside.
Yeah, even before Taysom Hill, Juwan Johnson, he's they love him in the red zone.
Yeah, because I wanted to go with I can't remember, maybe it's Pat Freiermuth, but he's going against Philadelphia. That was a different. That wasn't even streaming. Hunter Henry's got a bad matchup, and that's not streaming either. That guy's like 60-something% owned. Pretty tough to stream a tight end at the end of the season right now, Jason.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into our plays and our pauses, Jason. Let's start with the pause, and then we'll end with some positivity with the plays, man. So, anyways, Jason. Oh shit, that means it's me. All right, we talk about gambles of the week, Jason.
Yeah.
This one could blow up in my face. Last time I said that, I paused Jerry Jeudy against Denver. Okay, and you guys know how that went. Today, I'm talking about Baker Mayfield. He just threw for 3 touchdowns. Did you know, Jason? Did you know?
Yeah.
So he is
not about Mike Evans.
Yeah, and if he was at home, I would think this is a little bit different down in Florida. Weird things happen, and especially across. This is as far as a plane ride you could go, Jason. Literally, they are at Seattle, one of the hardest places to play. We have a storm coming in this week. I imagine it's going to be up there as well. So the over and under at this game is 45.5. Oh shit, Jason! I'm reading my. That's my tight end.
Okay, because I'm like, I don't think they're going to Seattle.
Guess what? You're going all the way across the country still. They're going to be going at the Chargers, dude.
Yeah.
Over and under at 45.5. I had to make a late change for Njoku. I had to change my tight end. I forget. I wrote it down, man. Papyrus, Jason. Ancient Egyptians. So anyways, the Chargers, man, only allowing 1 passing touchdown per game over the last 3 games. That is I think that's tied for 5th best in the league right now, versus Baltimore, Atlanta, and Kansas City, Jason. And that's 1 touchdown per. So only 3 passing touchdowns over the last 3 games versus Lamar Jackson, Kirk Cousins, and Patrick Mahomes. And now he's got to go. And now they're at home versus Baker Mayfield. The Chargers are only allowing the 7th fewest passing yards of the last 3 at 204. Baker's coming off that 3 touchdown game versus Las Vegas, but only 2 passing touchdowns over the 3 games previous to this. So Baker Mayfield, Jason, even with Mike Evans back, has not been throwing touchdowns. If you are a K-Dot owner, you know this. All right. Bucky is injured. He did log a limited practice, I'm pretty sure, this today. No, there was 2 conflicting reports, so I didn't report that. One said he did, one said he didn't. And so yeah, Jason, I think that he is. I think he's going to be around quarterback 13 this week, and not the top 5 that we need him to be, Baker Mayfield.
The one thing I have noticed over this season, is that the over and under for Charger games, they never meet them.
And it's at 45.5, or it's at 45.5, which I thought was pretty high for a Chargers game.
Well, they're always under. They never go over on their over and under.
Well, their red zone defense is amazing. Like I said, they're top in the league about passing touchdowns. So, 1 per game. So they're really good in the reds. You have to kick a lot of field goals against them. So hey, man, McLaughlin, Tampa Bay's field goal kicker, pick that dude up and start him. Jason, give me a running back to pause, to have some pause on.
Who do I have here?
Oh, read your mind.
I'm going to say pause running back 27, Jonathan Taylor.
So disappointing here, dude.
Dude, I know. Even when I'm saying this,
man.
When I'm saying this, I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, what a horrible year. What a horrible year for the Colts just in general. But the Broncos allowed just 5 rushing touchdowns this season and only 63 rushing yards a game in the last 5 weeks. That's number one. Number 1 for defenses. Taylor this year, he's 34th in missed tackles forced and 43rd in yards after contact per attempt. This year, when he gets touched, he gets tackled. He is top 10 in breakaway percentage, but the Broncos will be getting to this guy in the backfield. I don't see Richardson moving the ball a lot in this game, so I don't see him on the field as much as he needs to be. So I pause Jonathan Taylor, unfortunately.
Dude, I was and even when Anthony Richardson came back, we were like, waiting for him to break out because he had like 5 touchdowns in the 4 games with Anthony Richardson before the injury. So yeah, dude, this is just he's running back 28 in PPR right now. Tyrone Tracy is ahead of him. Rico Dowdle is ahead of him. Zach Charbonnet is ahead of him. Ramondre Stevenson's ahead of him. So, I mean, ETN is still worse. But I was like, dude, in the second round, Jason, you were looking at Jonathan Taylor. I would have been ecstatic for Jonathan Taylor to fall to me. I thought that was going to be a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're looking at him as a huge bust, man. Josh Jacobs would have been the best second round pick you could have done.
Yeah. Like I said, this has just been a down year for the Colts to begin with. But now you got Anthony Richardson, who's throwing an interception every 3 passes, going up against one of the best defenses in the league. You know, I see a lot of 3 and outs for the Colts, so not a lot of opportunities.
You said 3 and outs, and I was like, you guys are quit finger popping each other's ass.
We ain't finger popping each other's assholes.
All right, next pause, man. This is a good one, Jason. Jayden Reed. I was like, what's his name? Jayden Reed at Seattle. All right, flying across the country.
There you go. Yep.
He's not. That's like halfway across. Over and under 45.5. So Seattle's defense, man, they are back. First month of the league, people were like, holy shit, they are the best defense in the league. Everybody got injured. Their team was obliterated by injuries. They're all coming back, man, and they're all looking pretty damn good again. So Seattle allowing the 10th fewest passing yards over the last 3 at 217. They're allowing the seventh fewest passing touchdowns over the last 3, only 1.3 per game. So that's probably like 4 touchdowns over the last 3 games. They've been giving up, and Jayden Reed needs touchdowns, Jason. He hasn't had a 100 yards game in a while. I think. I don't know. I need to look at that.
I think you're right. I
thought I did. But anyways, he has the 4th worst overall cornerback matchup this week versus Witherspoon. Witherspoon's been playing amazing. 0.17 fantasy points per route run. And but the good and Jason, he's only running. I went over this on the show, on the cornerback matchup show. He's only running 70% route participation. So even when he's on the field, man, he's not running routes all the time. And you see that on the field. How is he disappearing? So he's schemed up in certain ways, but he's not a vital part of that offense, which is just kind of crazy. And then Jason, he almost has the same fantasy points per route run as Jamar Chase, 0.54. It's one of the highest in the league. So when he gets his opportunities, it's great, Jason, but he does not get his opportunities. And he only had 1 target, 0 receptions last week versus Detroit. He's averaging 3 targets per game over the last 4 games. So 12 targets, Jason, over the last 4 games. I want a wide receiver. Ridley had 12 targets last game. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I chase opportunity, and Jayden Reed has a terrible matchup. They said that they were going to get him involved more after last game. I'm still probably sitting him this week.
Do you know if Dobbs is back?
I do not know if Dobbs is back.
Okay. Well, I mean, either way, Seattle, dude, their defense is healthy. They're dominating. Yeah. Is that crazy? They're healthy. They're dominating. They believe in friendship. And I started the Cardinals defense last week, and part of the reason why they suck so bad is because of Seattle's defense was just pinning them back every time, 3 and out. So, yeah, their defense is playing top notch, top tier.
The defensive line now, their cornerbacks were always playing well. Now their defensive line's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will actually go towards the tight end I want to start, Jason.
And it's Witherspoon who will cover him, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league right now.
And he outweighs him by 100 pounds? Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
A muscle?
All right, man. Give me a tight end to pause.
Okay. This is my Gambo of the week. This is Jason riskiest pick of the week, and it is to pause Sam Laporta.
Oh, I feel like he's a reoccurring person on this list.
Yeah, I think so.
Start
too.
him, sit him, start him, sit him.
Tyler. The over and under in this game is 53.5.
Dude, I know. This could be one of the highest scoring games of the year.
Hence the gamble.
Yeah.
So the Bills are ranked 27th in tight end scoring. They allowed only 89 receptions this year. That is the middle of the pack. He's averaging, Sam Laporta, 14% target share. Last 3 weeks, it's either 18% or lower. He's averaging 3 receptions a game, and the Bills have allowed a weak winner only once this year. And it's by your favorite guy, Tyler. Do you know? Can you think who it is?
Bowers?
No, it's Noah Gray. He
He
scored
still gets
18.
targets, man. You can stream Noah Gray. You can stream Noah Gray.
Oh god, he scored 18 points against them. That was the only time that you could actually play somebody against the Bills and do well. But like I said, this is a huge gamble of the week. I do pause Sam Laporta. Yeah,
This guy, Jason, if you just want to follow the trend, he goes 12, like 12 points, 3 points, 16 points, 4 points, 15 points, 4 points, 15 points. And then he had 10 points last week. So that was an outlier. He should have a bad week, Jason.
Yeah, and we talk about how he had like 10 touchdowns last year that really helped him. Well, right now he only has 5.
Oh.
So no touchdown, no win.
I drafted the number 1 tight end, I guess. That's the one good thing I did this year. All right, man. Let's see.
You got the Bowers.
Got the Bowers. Bam, 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 bam. All right, Jason. I feel a new song coming on.
Remix.
I'm not going to be able to sleep unless I make I've got the Brock Bowers.
I got the Brock Bowers.
Well, all right. I forget that song. All right, stop. Nope, that's not it.
Collaborate
right,
and listen. Is that Vanilla Ice?
Give me a quarterback to play.
Quarterback 14, Caleb Williams.
Oh shit.
USC. I thought I was going to. Huh?
You're right, man. Right here, going Vikings.
Yeah, I thought I was going to say to play this guy multiple times this year, but no, this is the only time I've done it. The Vikings are ranked 22nd in quarterback scoring with 15 points or more. That's not good. But they have allowed the 3rd most passing yards this season. In the last 3 weeks, they have allowed 314 passing yards per game. That ranks 2nd during that span. So this isn't a sexy pick. I know you viewers don't like this because he ain't sexy. It's not sexy. And you don't want it. But the Bears are ranked 14th in pass block win rate, and the Vikings are ranked 4th in pass rush win rate. So what am I doing here? I'm telling you why you should pause this guy, but listen up, people. So the Bears will struggle to protect Williams. I swear I'm going to switch here in a second. Just like last time they played, they struggled to protect him, and Williams still finished with 28 points because they will be down by multiple scores again, and the Bears will need to rely on Williams' arm. In Week 12, he threw the ball 47 times because you can't run versus the Vikings. You can't do it. It's impossible. And if you throw, and you can throw against the Vikings, their secondary, you can throw on them. So I believe we're going to see another 40 attempt game out of Caleb Williams. So I play Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Jason. So my big thing here was like on the waiver wire show. I think it was Rome Odunze. So Rome Odunze had a good matchup last week. Got 2 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure. Dude, the last time the Vikings played the Bears, Keenan Allen literally was getting every single target, and then I think he left injured, and then DJ Moore started getting every single target. But because the Vikings just rush every single play, dude. So they're going hot to Keenan Allen. That's my hot take there. He has the wide receivers to still do well against the Vikings.
Yeah, Minnesota is like one of the most blitzed team.
And also, Jason,
in the league.
The Bears defense might be shit. They looked terrible last week. They fired the defensive head coach. Same thing happened with the Jets. So if they give up a ton of points, man, they're going to be playing catch up like you said.
Yeah, which I think is going to happen. And Tyler, you're right. Keenan Allen last time against the Vikings had 15 targets, 9 receptions, 15 targets, 86 yards, and a touchdown. So when you're blitzing, dude, quick pass, Tyler, right? Quick pass.
Hot route.
All right. Damn it.
Okay. Jason, I need to play a running back, right? That's what I need to do around here?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been riding this dude for a while. Oh, I said to start him the other week, Jason, 2 weeks ago. He was my last start. I'm telling you, start him again. He had 21 points or 20 something points, 120 yards, dude. And then he did it again, Jason. So I'm riding the hot hand. I'm loving Rico Dowdle this week again at Carolina, over and under only at 43.5. Carolina, Jason. Not only do they have my favorite barbecue sauce, they have the most rushing yards allowed over the last 3 games at 203. The next, Jason, is the Rams at 188. After that is San Francisco at 150. So they're allowing 50 more yards per game, more than the third worst at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense, but the Carolina Panthers are letting people run more. This is historically bad right now. But the problem is here, Jason, they're not allowing any rushing touchdowns. So only 0.7 rushing touchdowns per game over the last 3. That's the 7th best.
Oh,
2 straight games with 112 rushing yards or more. That's Rico Dowdle. So he's getting all of his points through rushings, through yards chasing, pretty much. 3 straight games with 18 plus carries and 2 plus targets. Running back 7 over the last 2 weeks. Only 1 touchdown. Period. So he's getting all of his points via receptions and rushing yards, and that's exactly what Carolina gives up. 70% snap count over the last 2 games, Jason. He seems to be their workhorse, all right? So Rico Dowdle, man, you're going to ride him to a championship.
yes, I need him to do well. He's in the top 30 right now. This is great. I need it. I did say he would probably have between 6 and 8 touchdowns, so I need him to score a little bit more, but he's doing pretty well. And the last rushing touchdown Carolina gave up was Bucky Irving, who also had a career day against them. But overall, Tyler, so their defense is doing better in the last couple of weeks. But overall, they've given up the most rushing touchdowns to tight end or to running backs with 15.
Who's that?
Carolina.
Oh, right, yeah. So over the last
On
3
the
weeks,
year.
I've been doing. Yeah, I was just like, dude, because I just like to look over the last 3 weeks and look at rushing touchdowns.
Oh,
And
no,
I was like,
I do the
that's
same
not
thing.
good. This
Yeah.
is not lining up. So I was like, oh shit, I don't care anyways because he's not getting his points from rushing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, Jason, give me a wide receiver.
Oh,
Play.
hey man, let's just stay in the same game. Let's not go too far, and let's play wide receiver 77, Adam Thielen.
Oh well, hell yeah.
Yeah, this one's pretty short, and you'll see why. The Cowboys are 10th in wide receiver scoring. They're allowing 274 passing yards per game the last 3 weeks, and that ranks 9th. But what I like about this, Tyler, is Bryce Young's game has improved the last 2 games. Okay, so he's improved, and then the last 2 games, Adam Thielen has been targeted 21 times. Adam Thielen has 17 receptions, 201 yards, and 1 touchdown in 2 games, the last 2 games. He's on a little bit of a hot streak, and now plays against the Cowboys, who gives up a lot of points to wide receivers. I mean, did you watch the Monday night game? I fucking did. I wish I didn't. The Cowboys are 17th in pass rush win rate, so that's middle of the pack. So Bryce Young should continue to play upright, and maybe play to his potential that he's playing right now. So I play Adam Thielen.
Jason, had I started Adam Thielen, I was like such a hard-headed person on Lad McConkey's going to play last week. I wish I would have started Adam Thielen, but he was. I don't think I would have even if I would have had the chance. I don't think I would have done it because he was going against Philadelphia, and Philadelphia has been amazing, and he still got 20 points, Jason. So yeah, Adam Thielen is just like, to me, if you're playing PPR, he is a must-start flex. I don't care who he's going against, Jason.
Yeah, so that was also it too. Like against Philadelphia, that game, like Bryce Young impressed me. They almost won that game. Adam Thielen, I guess when you're injured for half the year, this is technically week 4 for him. So he's still fresh. And yeah, dude, he killed it. So I can see this continuing on for this week.
All right, dog. Remember, this was Njoku, right? If Njoku plays, that guy, like I said, 30 targets and 3 touchdowns. Is that what I said? Yeah, 30 targets and 3 touchdowns over the last 2 games.
Yeah,
Kansas City's allowing
he was my pause against the Steelers, I think, and he had like 10 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, but he had, dude, his targets are insane. It's like 14 and 7, 13 and 17 or some shit like that. It's like, what is going on? But hey, we're not going to tell you to start him because there's a good chance he might not play this week on the last 2 articles I read. So I'm going with my man. Okay, I saw this guy get hit and then fly back up, Jason, like a ninja. And then I was like, oh, had I known this in the beginning of the year, I would have been on this earlier. Okay, at Seattle, Jason, flying across the country. So again, I do not like Jayden Reed this week. I think the person, like, dude, he was looking at Tyler Kraft. Is it Taylor Kraft or Tyler Kraft?
It's Tyler, isn't it?
I don't like my own name. So like
Tucker Kraft. It's Tucker
Kraft. It's Tucker Kraft. There was a Tyler Kraft at one point, Jason. But Tucker Kraft, man, he was looking his way so much. Jason, I had to watch that game. And I was just like, he's getting all of Jayden Reed's targets. And now Jayden Reed has a terrible matchup, dude. Seattle is actually okay. They're an okay matchup versus tight ends. The 13th most points to tight ends at 10.1. Jayden has that terrible matchup. Let's see, 5 targets and a touchdown versus Detroit when Jayden disappeared. 7 targets the week before that. So 5 targets and 7 targets over the last 2 weeks. Tied second for touchdowns among tight ends, Jason, with 7. The only tight end to have more is George Kittle. So looking at Tucker Kraft in the matchup with Jayden Reed, I actually really like him this week.
Yeah, when you're seeing he's getting used how he was last game, and he got that touchdown, and then he's doing back flips and front flips and sideways flips. Yeah, he's definitely a part of this offense. So I know there was a moment there where I was like, dude, he ain't doing nothing, but I was wrong. I did not count the bye week where he didn't do nothing. He was on his couch, but I was like, he got 0 points. But anyway, yeah, he's been pretty solid this year.
I hear a baby in the background, Jason.
They're home.
Jason, have you ever tried to do what Tucker Kraft did?
Yes.
I literally tried to do it so many times, and I would land. I could do it on a trampoline with a couple bounces, dog. But yeah, I would break my back. That's probably why my back hurts. That fool's like out here doing it.
I used to do it I used to attempt to do it on a diving board, but then land on my butt on the end of the diving board and just shoot me off again. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's probably why I got lower back problems.
All right, everybody, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. No, it is not the end of the show. Real fast, Jason. Plays from last week, Sam Darnold. I said to play Sam Darnold. And he was going against me. That motherfucker threw 5 touchdowns. Isaac Garindo. Jason had faith in Isaac Garindo, and he did well. Jason, I talked about Ridley's revenge. That fool had 12 targets, but didn't turn into much. Jonnu Smith. Jason had his first bad game. That sucked. You said to pause Geno Smith, and I do not know how we did.
He only scored like 15 points. He only had
I'm pretty sure I was like, since I don't know how we did, I'm pretty sure that's bad. We said to pause Kenneth Walker, and then it came out with his articles about all the health issues afterwards. And you saw how that went. He ended up not playing. Said to pause MHJ, Jason, and to pause Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft pissed me off. All right, I said to pause him because Lions were the number 1 versus tight ends, and like the first 4, dude, they went to him right off the bat, Jason.
Wait, what wide receiver did I say to pause?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh shit! I was 4 for 4.
I was gonna say I think it was one of our better weeks, except for Kraft. And Kraft and Jonnu. Our tight ends sucked, and that's it.
Well, Jonnu got 13 points, so he didn't lose no week.
You know what? I was watching that game, and I was pissed off because I started Tua, and I was like, Jonnu needs. What's your problem, man? It was Tyreek Hill that was going off a little bit.
Dude, I was the same way because I have him on my team, and I'm like, dude, they're not even targeting this guy, but they were saving him for the overtime.
Okay, that's probably what happened. Because when I'm getting all my Jonnu stuff, I was watching that game closely, and I was just like, man, how the fuck am I going to win this?
You didn't see what happened?
No, Jason, I watched it digitally, man.
He scored. All his receptions, all his yards came on 3 plays.
Oh, he was like 4 for something in yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and he scored the winning touchdown. It was like, dude, he didn't do nothing.
I saw that on the stat, on Twitter, on the Twitter.
That was crazy, man. Crazy. They're stupid.
Hey. Thank you so much for watching, man or woman. This is the Fantasy Red Zone. I'm Tyler Big Turd Ward. Hope you like the show. I'm saying this wrong, Jason. Hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription, man. That's exactly what we need. The show needs to grow, and people need to know. I said something like that last time. I thought it was cool. That sounded terrible.
No.
Jason, please send us out.
All right. After this video, the following day, we're going to have our live rankings. Go and watch us. Get in the chat. Ask us a question about who to start, who to sit for the first round of the playoffs. This is important. Let us know. And we'll answer them live. And then hopefully the following day, we'll have the offensive line, defensive line report. Right now, their data is screwed up. I'm thinking about emailing the manager and letting them know I am angry about this. But anyways, I'll talk to you in those videos. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.